What's going on? Anything new happening today? Yeah, everything's normal right now. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday, March 21st, and it's snowing outside a whole lot. And I basically woke up this morning and I got to work. So I stick and poked, hand poked, however you call it, a grapefruit today. So here's the disclaimer. First, no idea what I'm doing. First time I've ever tried this. First time using a stencil, or not a stencil, I can't even think. Transfer paper. So I don't think I did that correctly, and you will see. But I did it well enough where I could still follow the lines pretty much. I had a hard time keeping it clean at first, so it got kind of muddy and hard to see, but then I cleaned it in sync and it went okay after that. I should have been a lot slower and been more focused on making clean lines. So yeah, these are things that I've learned just from the few hour process of this. And I don't want anyone watching this thinking that this is a tutorial, because it is not. I really don't know what I'm doing, and I think basically my plan is to do at least a dozen of these, and I just want to be completely open and transparent as I learn what I'm doing, and maybe a year from now I will actually be semi-good at this, and we can look back at this video and laugh, yeah. I mean, not that we're not already laughing at me right now, because this is really bad. It's not bad enough where I actually hate it. So, like, I never really saw myself doing this. Like, I'd always thought about tattooing, but I was kind of scared of it. But you know, when it's just a grapefruit and you're just using a needle and ink and no machine, it's a lot less pressure. And so that's how I was able to get myself over the fence of fear there. Yeah, so I have a lot of ideas and a lot of stuff. This design in particular was based off a vintage French magazine cover from, I believe, 1926, and I'll pop that in here. So it's not completely original. It was like based off that, but I did a lot of changes. And I think her compact mirror looks more like an Oreo than a mirror, how I did it, but that's fine, right? Sometimes I pick up my Oreos and I'm like, oh, Oreo, right? Without further ado, this will be another draw with me, just with a twist, obviously, because we're very messily tattooing a grapefruit. And don't judge me for sanitation or whatever, since, you know, there's no skin or blood involved here. It's just a grapefruit. It's just a grapefruit. Enjoy! Okie dokie. So this is the drawing that I made the night before. It was like the third version of it. Yeah, and I thought it was good enough to just get started and to try to ink it, y'all. I mean, so it's like, you saw that image I based it off of, but I tried to incorporate my own kind of tired, sleepy eye style to it. I think it worked okay, and I ended up not making the grapefruit look exactly like how I had planned, but I like how it came out. For the most part, I guess. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, so here you're watching me make the carbon transfer thingamajig. So basically you just trace over onto it, and well, you'll see. And I ended up having to do it again because I had thought that maybe I hadn't made it, like I hadn't pressed down hard enough, so like I guess this was kind of light, and so there wasn't that much of the material, but maybe it was okay, and I didn't know what I was doing. Coming up you'll see as I try to put it on the grapefruit, and it's not super successful. Yeah, and it's tough with the grapefruit that's kind of small and round. There's a bit of a wraparound. And I guess it's, yeah, so there you see, that's the thing. And then I cut it up so I can put it on. And I had just sprayed some, like, a sticky deodorant on it. They say to use stick deodorant to, like, as a good, like, adhesive, and I didn't have any. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that straight. It was obviously too wet, so it didn't really get the detail, but it ended up working fine. I could follow it enough because it's not like it was that complicated. And I can't come in with the pen here in an attempt to make some lines, but clearly the grapefruit was not taking it. So yeah, so today is nice. It's snowing. It's funny. At work, the past couple snow days, they've announced on social media that we're open normal hours. And then by the time it hits like mid afternoon, they're like, just kidding, closing early. It's like, hey, don't make that announcement if you can't stick to it. Like, I wouldn't have minded coming in today. It would have been nice. Anyway. I also realized that for tattooing, I think I definitely do want to do color. So I did just spend money on like a set of like a rainbow of colors pretty much. I posted this on Instagram earlier, and I got a response from, hi Jeff, if you're listening, someone that I never thought would even consider getting a tattoo, saying they liked it and that they wouldn't mind being a human subject when I was ready for that. And that's really nice to hear, because I didn't really think this came out that well. I kind of was almost a little bit embarrassed to put it out there. So yeah, I'll only get better, I think. And I mean, like I mentioned in the intro, there's a lot of things that I've learned already, and that being like how to be a little bit slower. Like I just went too fast, and I was being kind of careless with the lines, so they're like not that pretty. And yes, this video is sped up like 250%, so I'm not really going that fast. That would be bananas, but no. So yeah, if you're new to listening to this, because I'd figure maybe doing a tattooing video might draw a different crowd than usual. Yeah, I like doing these kind of watch me make stuff while I talk about life, and if that's something you like, just keep on listening. I know this is a long video this time, and I might end up not saying anything interesting at all, but let's hang out. And gosh, what was it? Yesterday morning, I had this realization that I want to not be following so many people on Instagram. But oh my God, I did not realize how exhausting it would be to unfollow a bunch of people. Like, it took me maybe an hour laying in bed just to unfollow like 500. Yeah, I think I'd like to aim for under 1,000. So that's what I'm going for, because this is like an accumulation of people I've followed since I joined in 2012, and like all the accounts are all over the place because I have so many interests, like going through like different phases of my life basically since I was like however old I was in 2012. How old was I? 17? I think. Do I know how to do math? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So I'll probably try doing that again. It's like I have to realize, like, just because I'm not following someone doesn't mean suddenly I'm never going to see their stuff again and I'm going to completely forget about it. So I need to just like chillax, yo. Anyway, yeah, something I really like about the stick and poke or hand poked process, whatever you want to call it, is like the stippling thing. I went through a couple of years ago. I really loved working in ink, and I thought stippling gave a really cool texture. So I'm kind of used to doing that kind of motion. Yeah, it's fun. Just I can't believe like everything here is just like a dot. It's a bunch of dots. So yeah, it's pretty time consuming, but I guess pretty good for my kind of obsessive personality. I would love to learn how to use a machine, but that's just like really intimidating to me. But I think eventually, if this is really something I like doing, I will make that investment. I just figure it's probably a lot different feel. I did do an apprenticeship for like a month, like 3 years ago, and I used the machine once, and It was just like weird having something like vibrate in your hand, and like I felt like I didn't have that much control, but I'm sure it's not that hard to get used to. Yeah. I guess I also like the idea that it's very like do it yourself, and I can kind of just teach myself this way. And I don't know if like any like actually established tattooers would be very judgmental to seeing me doing this, because I feel like from what I've heard that like this is kind of frowned upon to this kind of do it at home, do it yourself. But I mean, I know I personally am not going to tattoo an actual human being until I am super comfortable with it, and I will be very clean and sanitary and safe. So I'm not concerned in that regard. Gosh, last summer I was in the park with my ex, and we saw a girl hand poke tattooing someone in the park. Forget what park it is, but the one in Chinatown where everyone's like playing chess, and that one. I was like, dude, I think someone's getting a tattoo. It's like weird to see. Like, it's not normally something you do outside, right? To each their own, I suppose. Yeah. I've been kind of like, I don't know. I think I'm just like super concerned about my future right now more than usual, just because some things are changing in my life that were very stable for a long time and suddenly are going away. Yeah, so I'm just like the past couple of nights I've been staying up till like 2, 3 a.m. just drawing, and then I wake up and I'm drawing, or working on something. So yeah, fear is a great motivator. It has made me extremely productive, and I really hope that I can actually make some quality work in the next year, and that I can get someplace with it. Because I have so many ideas of what I want to do, and I think I just have to accept that I'm going to be this person who has their hands in a lot of different pies. Is that a saying? Yeah, I mean, I want to do clothes, I want to do tattoos, I want to do paintings, I want to do blah 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 blah. It is so many things, and there's only so much time. But like, if I'm not going to be working anymore, like I will have that time. I just need to like make sure my mind doesn't get completely stressed and overwhelmed from all of that. Yeah, it's going to be a learning process for sure. So yeah, all the supplies that I'm using, I just bought from Amazon. I didn't have to go through anything special. I did get like specifically like tattoo needles, but you can just use a sewing needle. And I have a bunch of different sizes, but for this one, I only used the single. I think it was a 9RL. Let me check really quickly. Checking. No, it's a 5RL. So that means that there's like 5 individual needles like clustered together. Yeah. So it's on the thinner side. I think I remember I was watching a video yesterday and they said most traditional tattoos are between 9 and 14 needles. I was also hearing that like using a single needle is like extremely kind of risky in that it will not look good after a certain amount of time and will bleed, and not bleed as in blood, but like bleed as in the lines won't stay sharp. I don't know, it's interesting seeing all the drama in the tattooing world. It's not like I'm a part of that world at all, but I'm just on the outside looking in, and like I'd love to be a part of it. And I really don't know any tattooers aside from like the people that have tattooed me, and like, I don't really know them. I don't have that many tattoos because they're expensive. And yeah, so after I get more comfortable, I think I do want to try tattooing myself before I actually tattoo another person, just because I want to get a gauge on like the kind of pain that I'm going to be inflicting on them and the feeling of actually tattooing skin as opposed to a fruit. Um, yeah, so that I'm kind of scared to do that. And I feel like it'll be harder to like zone out and not be in pain when I actually have to focus on making something. So we'll see how that turns out, but that's a ways away. I want to make sure I'm like really confident before I actually do that. Something I liked about coming up with this design is that it kind of forced me to simplify what I would normally draw, because I was trying to just think of basic like shapes and stuff that wouldn't be too hard to replicate. Um, I want to get better at shading, and I think the next piece that I do, I will try using a couple of different size needles. I do have shading needles too so I could try using that to like cover more space. That could be interesting. I don't know, there's so much more for me to learn. And you can see here that that it's a big mess because I'm like, oh my god, it won't come off. But like, have no fear. That messy black ink all around there comes off and it'll look fine eventually. um, It's funny. It's like I'm almost like, gosh, what do people want tattooed? So I was like trying to come up with like a flash sheet, and I was like struggling, like, oh my god, do I just draw like pancakes? Like, what do people want? Anyway, I found like a lot of uh like more like newer self-taught hand poke tattooers on Instagram recently since I started researching that more. And it's given me a clearer idea of like what would be best for me to try, and like I don't know, it's giving me so much inspiration. So I'm really excited to just keep doing this. And I've talked about this before, but the reason I really like the idea of tattoos and being a tattoo artist is because of just the human connection part of it and the trust involved. And like I think it's like a very intimate thing because you're tattooing someone's skin and they're trusting you and it's going to be there forever. And like depending on where it is, they may see it every day. And I don't know, I just find that really really a neat thing. I mean, I love people. I do have social anxiety, as you may know, and that was actually part of why I didn't really want to do. I stopped doing the apprenticeship because I got scared that like I wouldn't be able to like talk to my clients and like I'd just be a failure. But like recently, like ever since starting YouTube, really I feel like I've gained a lot of confidence. And yeah, I'm still like very avoidant of certain things sometimes. Like I'll just like cancel plans last minute. I feel like I've been kind of a bad friend lately because of that, but in general there's I've been turning a new leaf, I think. And it feels good. Feels good. And the more I look at this, the more I actually like it. Yeah, I ended up. I think that now looking at the finished product, the only big mistake was I kind of got messy around one of the under eyes, so it kind of looks like she got punched in the face or something. But yeah, I'm excited because I feel like for my first try, this isn't that bad, and I'll just keep getting better. So I'm not too concerned. Instagram just added the feature that you can put hashtags in your bio, so I'm trying that out. Wow, social media, guys. Really trying very hard. I think I am a little bit addicted, though, to the point where I think I'm losing sleep because I'll post something and then I'll just be constantly checking it, and I'll be like, it's 2 a.m. Why am I still checking to see if someone's seen this? Like, I need to step away. So, yeah, I think what I need to do is give myself like a night routine where I just like put my phone like in the other room or something, because well, I can't put it in the other room because that would be like across the hall in the kitchen. um but like just putting it like on my desk away from my bed. Yeah, the other day I did a lot more photography of my clothes for Depop. I added, I think, 9 more items. I know that's not a lot, but it's a lot considering I haven't really been using it that much lately. And I had a bit of a body image weight mini meltdown because this one skirt that for years, I've had it for years. I got it from my mom and it's always been way too big on me. Like it's always like been too tight in my butt, but then like way too big in the waist. But I tried it on a couple of days ago for the first time since last summer, and it was tight on me, like in the waist too, and it made me feel real uncomfortable. Like I think if I weighed myself, like I would cry. Like I don't talk about this too much, but I think this is a very common problem for teenagers and young adults. Like I had a period when I was about like 16, 17 where I had extremely bad bulimia, like throwing up like 3, 4 times a day. And I had restrictive phases too where like I would be scared to go over like 500 calories, which is crazy because I'll eat that now, like not thinking about it, like a snack. And it's been a couple of years since I've engaged in that behavior to any serious degree. Like I've gone through a couple phases, maybe like 6 months ago, where I was tried dieting again, but nothing crazy. I think like I grew out of it in a way because I was like, obviously every time I lose the weight, it comes back. This isn't sustainable. So like, what's the point? Like, I don't want to die. So what am I doing? But I know, I should try being a little healthier and that my diet has not been that great. Like at my job, I kind of just eat sandwiches all day, and yes, they're vegan, but that doesn't mean they're great for your health or anything. They're just better than the alternative. But I need to try harder to keep buying like fresh produce for myself and fruit and veggies and just not eating so much and not doing takeout. And I've talked about that before, just from a budgeting perspective because it's expensive. But now that I'm not going to be working at the deli anymore, I'm going to have more opportunity to cook for myself, which is nice. But we'll see. I also used to walk to work every day, which would amount to almost over an hour of walking, and I stopped doing that like in the fall. Just I guess I got lazy, and I think that might have been when I started gaining a little weight. 'Cause besides like standing for 6 or 7 hours at work, like I really haven't been doing much. And I go through these phases where I will like start doing little workouts and stuff and set up a routine, but it never lasts more than like a week. So I guess I just need to be more disciplined and get into a habit and keep it consistent. Because it's not that hard. And I know whenever I do some exercises, even if it's just like doing squats or a couple of push-ups, I feel really good, like physically, like I have an immediately positive reaction. And I'm like, wow, I need to do this all the time. And then I just kind of forget about that and don't do it. But I'm trying. Gosh, yeah, it's looking real messy now, so you probably have no idea what's going on in this thing. Don't worry, very soon I will be in this series. I will be taking it to the sink and coming back, and it will look fresh and good as new. Very soon, I hope. My goodness. I don't know what else to say about tattooing in particular. Like I said, I was really inspired the other day by looking at all these old French illustrations, and I would love kind of putting my own spin on them, and maybe doing like alien French girls. I know like the alien thing is whatever, but like I really like it. I really like how it looks, and yeah, I kind of feel like, what was it, Moschino that stole my idea there? No, I'm kidding, but I really love that, obviously. I think that's, oh god, I'm gonna look it up real quick. That was Moschino that did the aliens on the runway, right? I'm not just saying that. Yes, okay. So if you haven't seen that, like, oh god, it was beautiful. They had them all different colors, and it's basically like, God, just look at these. I'll put them up on the screen because I just love it so much. And it's like totally the aesthetic that I'm going for with my artwork. Yeah. So I guess I'm not that original, guys, but no one's that original, okay? It's fine. Just do what you like to do. Yeah. So I've started changing up my Instagram a bit because I was just scanning everything in, but then I realized that that was like stopping me from posting photos because I felt like it ruined the flow too much, and I really want to be able to share selfies and stuff on there without the feed looking like a confused mess. So I've started just taking photos of my art, and I think that actually looks a lot better, especially with my new camera, so that's fine. And I've started being one of those silly Instagrammers who like plans out their posts in advance to make it very aesthetically cohesive and pleasing. Oh my god, I never thought I'd be that person, but you know, hopefully it makes a difference, and I start seeing some results. I was thinking as I was going to sleep last night how as the internet and social media becomes more and more just part of every single person's life to a very big extent, how like, I don't know, like the people who got famous or big on social media, like that's going to be more and more difficult to do because it's just going to be like everyone's doing it, and it's going to become more normal, and like it'll be more like, oh, the popular kids are the kids with the followers, and like everyone else is a loser. I know this is a weird way of thinking about it, but I don't know. It's kind of what I was thinking. And sometimes I feel like I kind of jumped on this taking it seriously a little bit too late. Like I missed the peak. But I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird. Sometimes I really do wish I was born in another decade because I don't know. I feel like it's a little distracting and a little bit too much sometimes, and it just makes my brain hurt to see the whole world through a little screen. But it is what it is, and it can be really great sometimes. Like, we wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be listening to me right now if it wasn't for that, so I think I'm getting a little bit tired of hearing myself talk, so I'm going to put in maybe a little bit of a song that I recorded when I was in Guanajuato, Mexico, and if you don't like it, feel free to mute this, and then I'll come back and check in after that because, yeah, this is a longer video than normal. Instead, we're running around in circles. What's gonna happen next time? What's gonna happen next time around? So I hope you enjoyed that. The little trumpets at the beginning and ending there I recorded from my apartment in Guanajuato. I guess it was a parade that went by, and I heard it multiple times while I was there. I don't know exactly what it was for. If I was less of a hermit, I guess I would have gone out and checked, but gosh, what a place. I was thinking the other day how much I wish I could just uproot my whole entire life, all my friends, my job, my all my furniture, and just like plop it right down in that city because it's so beautiful and I just wish I could be there. Like I love the snow. It's not about the weather even. It's just like the architecture and the colors and the people and everything. Like I said, I need to learn Spanish right away. I really I need to be more disciplined with that. Gosh, I really yeah, I need to like somehow change my entire approach to life and like have a scheduled time to focus on specific things that I know I want to learn because otherwise they're just never going to get done. But yeah, with music lately I've been a little down about it, but I don't know. I feel like there have been times in the past week where I'm like, I'm gonna announce to the world that I quit music because I just realized that I suck at singing. I'm not as good as I thought I was, blah, blah, blah. But I know it's just, I get like that sometimes, and like, I don't have to be the best at it to still enjoy it. And yeah, the song that you just listened to was also the one that I wrote extremely quickly. Like, there's hardly any lyrics, and it's just like a very simple chord progression. So it only took like a couple hours to put together, but I really liked it anyway. Like it has a nice kind of feeling to it, and it's a bit different than my other songs. So yeah, it's a good one, and you can listen to that on my Bandcamp, and I'll probably end up just posting all the songs on YouTube as well. But either way, link is in the description for that. Yeah, good stuff, y'all. So yeah, this wonderful grapefruit is almost done, and yeah, I decided to go ahead and try to give her some of that cute blush shading on her cheeks that I like doing. That is one of those times where I think it would come in handy for me to use a smaller needle. So yeah, the next one that I work on, I think I will be just trying out a lot of different techniques and stuff and see what I like doing. And focusing more just on the quality of the line and making that look good because I was really not thinking about it that much. And I figure when I'm actually tattooing a person, I'm going to be a lot more concerned and focused than when the only risk is like having an ugly grapefruit, like not very high stakes. So yeah, I was just kind of having fun, y'all. That's what it's all about. I'm really excited though. I'm really excited. I'm kind of scared about what feedback I might get on this video because I really don't know what to expect considering I don't really know anyone that tattoos and I don't know what people's thoughts are going to be on my really bad technique. But I hope just the fact that I am upfront and honest about the fact that I know I'm not very good will be a bit of a buffer for any critiques. But helpful critiques would be, of course, appreciated. Like if you've gone through teaching yourself this as well, especially, or if you're in the New York area and you want to meet up and talk tattoos and maybe I don't know if anyone actually really does want me to tattoo them, either in Philadelphia or New York, because I'm planning to go to Philly soon-ish. Like I would love to do that. And we can totally make that happen. Yeah, God, that it's such an exciting concept to me. Like, there were some customers that visited the store I work at like a week ago, and they're just traveling around tattooing, and it's like, yeah, so many tattoo artists get to do that, and I think that would be the dream. Like, I would love to be able to travel and do art. Like, how could that not be everyone's dream? Is what I think to myself. But yeah. Goodness gracious. So here I am cleaning it because I'm like, this is about as good as it's going to get. And yeah, here it is. Here's this lady. And like I said, or at least I think her compact mirror looks more like an Oreo because I really did not do that correctly. But oh yeah, okay, never mind. Take it back. Not quite done. Here I was like thinking I had it to add a little bit more to the border here. Oh, sorry. I'm just so strange right now. Um, but yeah, thank you again for listening and watching. This is really a blast. I need to really get on my game making more videos and stuff, and I definitely just need to keep at it. Yeah, this is the thing. Here it is. Doesn't really get better. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, Andrea Charlene is my handle on Instagram and many other places. So just look me up if you want to, and hopefully I'll be making more cool stuff in the future. And I would love for y'all to follow me on this journey. So, adios, toodaloo.